Hey, it's the podcast guy.
Sutton United Talk Time on podcast. It's the Sutton Podcast.
And there it is! Sutton United of the GM Vauxhall Conference have put out First Division Coventry City, winners of the FA Cup themselves less than 2 years ago. And what a moment to enjoy for the fans of this Surrey side. They've had their moments before, but never one like this. But the whistle goes down. New life for Sutton United. Sutton United, the National League, are through to the last 16 of the FA Cup. No longer English football's perennial non-league club. A 123-year crescendo reaches a new peak for Sutton United, who are promoted to the Football League for the first time.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Sutton United Talk Time on podcast. I'm delighted to say that joining me now is the newly appointed supporter liaison officer. I'm not suggesting that there's any credit to be given to me or the show, but she wasn't supporter liaison officer before she came on a few times, and now she is. So we'll put the two and two together out and we'll make whatever number we like. Hello, Claire. How are you?
Hi, Mike. Are you taking credit for raising my profile? Is that what it is?
Absolutely, 100%. Yeah, I'll take credit for anything I can, anywhere I can. I need the credits.
Fair enough. I won't argue with you. The 20 plus years of supporting Sutton United, that's irrelevant.
Secondary.
It's the season on your podcast.
Yeah. Coming to talk rubbish on my podcast and correct me a few times is absolutely what has made it. Congratulations. It's a new role that we've kind of had to do for the EFL. I think Adrian did it last year.
Yeah, so it's a new post. Essentially, it's a new post to us. It's something that every EFL club has to have. And I think last season, as with lots of things, there were things that we had to do because we were now EFL big boys, and having a supporters liaison officer was one of those things. And I think at the beginning of the season, AB's name just got put down on a piece of paper because we weren't entirely sure what it would entail and what was needed to be done. And they recognised that actually there's a space there for somebody to do something, that it's a really worthwhile post to have. I got approached and asked if I would like to take on the responsibility, which I had to say upright. Like I feel incredibly honoured to be representing people or to be there for people to come and to talk to, and be that link. So
yeah. So I've read up a little bit on it. I'm not pretending I did any research. Please don't think that. Yeah, absolutely. It's way off. It's the little bits I've seen, and it's the kind of thing that you don't really want to necessarily be busy, because that means
in a nutshell, it's the support, like the SLO is there to be the link between the fans and the management. And back in the day when we were a small team of 500 supporters turning up to matches, you had every opportunity to go and talk to pretty much anyone on the board or whatever during a match day and give them your 5 minutes of thoughts. But as we've grown, it's not that you can't do that. It's just a lot harder to do that because there are so many people around and everybody's so incredibly busy that you don't necessarily get the FaceTime with those people. So I am that nominated point person that, if you've got something that you want to say, whether it's, it might be a grumble, it might be something that happens on match days that you don't quite like, or it might be something that we're doing really, really well and you think that we should do more of, or it might just be a passing thought that you thought, why don't we do this? This would be really, really good. Then you come and talk to me, and I will act as that kind of, the go-between, and take that kind of idea or those thoughts back to the management team and kind of represent you there and put across people's points of views and their opinions. It might be things that we're doing that don't quite sit right with you, and you want to say, oh, hang on, this isn't right. Why don't we do it this way? or I've got a really good idea for raising some money, and pass those things on, and then I can take them away, and then I can report back to you as to what's happened, and also feedback to you on things that are going to kind of go on from a fan's perspective that the club are already planning.
So you've covered a bit of it there that I was thinking is, with us, it's one of those kind of, I know we have to have it, and I know it's a good role, and I'm not silly, but it's like, oh, hang on, why do we need this? We've got such a flow of information going backwards and forwards. It's one of those something. I get there's other clubs where there's a huge need for it, but it's one of those that's like, well, we've got lots of this information, but it has to be. I think Dave was saying it the other day. So much of the stuff that we are used to has to be properly streamlined and organised and everything. And I guess this makes absolute sense, because there shouldn't be a world where someone like me can just email someone on the board and go, hey, this is what I think, on hey, what about this? It should be a structured thing. I
think, on one hand, we still very much live in a world where you can email someone on the board, and you might feel comfortable doing that because you've been around for a while, and who those people are and whatnot. And I think that there are newer fans that may not have that relationship with those people, and might not necessarily feel comfortable kind of doing that. So I'm that kind of bridge between those two things.
That's the word the UEFA used, the bridge.
The bridge.
The bridge.
And there's also, it's not just our fans, so there's an element of liaising with other SLOs, other teams. So when they come to visit us, or we go to visit them, there's a flow of information of kind of like, this is what you can expect on match days, here are the places to go, here are the things that you can look out for. And so there'll be a bit of a kind of an information flow from that perspective that I should be able to pass on to people from there.
So, for example, just picking one out, if we were to go somewhere like, I don't know, Port Vale, and the stewards were overly officious,
yes,
you could be feeding that back, and
no, absolutely,
possibly
and feed that back to people, and I would hope that if there were things that other people from other teams wanted to feed back to us, that their SLO can do that as well. So it's just acting as I'm a point person for people.
Yeah, absolutely. So if someone was, for example, going to come up with a suggestion that part of the curva should be cordoned off with a VIP section, that would be you that would
this is
resolve
an ongoing theme in all of your conversations lately, isn't it? I'm very aware of this. I can't promise you a VIP section on the curve for yourself. You can raise that, and I could put it in my points to mention at the next senior management meeting, but I don't know how that will go down for you.
It would be a short, swift answer and made up potentially of 2 words.
Quite possibly.
Yes. Thank you for taking the time to listen to Sutton United Talk Time on podcast, the Sutton Podcast. If you are new to the show, hello, and you are very welcome. Hope you enjoy what we do. It's a very simple format. We get a few people on to talk about the game that's just gone, and then we preview the next game coming up. We are available on most podcast platforms where you can listen, rate and review. If you find that we're not on your preferred platform, please let me know and I'll sort that for you. If anyone would like to support the podcast, you can find out how with more information on the website, which is www.suttonpodcast.com, and there's a tab where you can find out how to be a guest as well. Please find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and TikTok with the username @SuttonPodcast. Every like, follow and share is really appreciated. Hope you enjoy the rest of the show. Thank you. So will your match day experience change, or not so much? No?
I think in some respects, yes, because there's an element of needing to be available and people to kind of come and talk to me, know where I am. So yeah, I might walk around a little bit more at half time, or make myself kind of known a bit more before the game. So there's like a place where I'll be that you can come and talk to me if you want to. But essentially, I probably won't be stood too far away from you on the curva, because that's my spot. But I'm always, I want to encourage people to come and chat to me and, tell me what they think and things like that, or just come and have a chat, because me, I like to chat.
Yeah, absolutely. So for people to get in touch, I know there's an email, which I'm sure you'll tell me in a second, and you just set up a sort of a dedicated Twitter account as well, which I've got up. It's again showing research and planning ahead. This is shocking.
Very impressed.
Yeah, so it's at Sutton UTD_SLO for the Twitter account. So I will tag that into this when I release. And obviously, if we'll go and follow Claire and send her some of your thoughts, not all your thoughts. Let's not do that. So the away matches, are you going to is it going to be a similar thing, or are you going to be able to sort of enjoy your trips away still?
I think it'll be a bit of a mixed bag. I think it will depend. There's a kind of a potential there for meeting other SLOs. And just kind of talking to them and being around for other people to, obviously, like you say, if something happens at an away ground that bothers you or whatever, or something that could be really good that you think, oh, they do this, why don't we do that? Then I'm around to have a chat to. I did pretty much all of the away games last season. I would imagine it would be something similar this year, with the odd exception. When life gets in the way of football. But it should be, I'll be around. My ambition is that, over the course of the season, that the people that don't already know me realise who I am and that they can come and chat to me. So
excellent. And as we mentioned, the last supporter liaison officer, it was obviously just put in post, but he's now chief executive.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that this is what you have to go for.
It's a meteoric rise, isn't it? Yeah. No, I feel the pressure. I'm fully noting that. I was told that I could do no worse than he had. So in a slightly less polite terms, but yeah.
What a job description! Just don't be as awful as the person before. That's your target. Hey, that's not bad at all. But, do you have the email to hand, or?
Yep. So my email is just claire.loughlin@suttonunited.net. So I will get you to put that in the blurb bit, because I'm sure most people don't know how to spell my surname.
Yeah, should do after all these. So what did they tell you on time wise it's going to take you?
So I think, I'm very much this season is a bedding things in, raising kind of my profile and getting people to know who I am and the fact that they can come and talk to me. And I guess I'm a big believer that you get as much out of something as you put into something. So it's, the more time you put into it, the more reward that you reap. So it's taking up a bit of my summer, that's for sure. Along with the obviously I also do strikers a key, so that's taken up the admin for that takes up a lot of the summer. But yeah, I'm happy to put in the time and do things, because like you, I'm really passionate about this club, and as I said, I feel really, really honoured to be kind of that point person and have the opportunity to kind of be the voice for people that in a situation where something might be happening. And I think it's important, because all of the blurb that you read about this does say about all the problems and the issues you face, but I think it's important, like you said, to flip that around and say all the good things as well. So mention what you're enjoying, and yes, for a lot of us, it's big changes in the way everything is happening and working. But so it's really, really good to know that if there's something particular that you like, make sure that's brought up, because otherwise people won't know. No, absolutely. And I think the ambition that we have as we grow is that we keep that we keep the feeling that we've always had. So whether there were 500 of us stood on the terraces and there was this really strong family feel to the club, you have that at 500. How do you replicate that feeling and make it grow? And there's thousands of you. How do you make everybody realize that they're part of the Sutton United story, and that we are I'm not going to punch my chest, all in it together.
Do it, come on. You've got to do
it. It's not like some secret handshake that AD will do. But yeah, like, and a lot of people say it, you know, you come down to Sutton United, you watch a couple of games and you get sucked in and you never leave. And how do you make everybody there feel valued and part of it? And that's, you know, that's no easy objective for a job, but essentially that's my objective, is to, you know, make people feel valued and part of that family experience that we have. So, you know, like you say, good things or bad things, I'm all ears.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much.
Right.
It's lovely for everyone to hear about this, and I'm sure people will be in touch saying nice things, because we're a nice club, everyone. No, any issues or concerns or anything, it's drop them to Claire and she will sort it with her magic wand.
No, absolutely. And there'll also be a couple of I'm in the process of sorting the first one out, but there will be during the course of the season a couple of kind of fans forums evenings where myself and a few others from the club will be there for you to kind of drop by and give your feedback and views, which is, you know, really helpful for helping everybody to grow and, you know, improve on the things that we already have. So watch
you'll
this
be
space.
up. You'll be up on the trestle table on the stage.
Yeah.
Have everyone chatting to you about the beers.
Well, I will. If we're talking about beer, then I will give way to my learned friends. So.
Perfect. Obviously, let us know about any of those forums once they're done. I'll make sure that I'll spread the word on that, absolutely. And really good luck.
Thank you.
I won't tell you my all my email addresses, otherwise you just block them all.
I
Not really. No,
all of your feedback.
I'm only checking up. Thanks a lot, Claire, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.
United!